King Street Records. I'm here with Miss Clarissa UK. Thanks for tuning in for Dub of the Week, and we're going to have some very special new music for you today, a dub cut of the new tune Hotter, and I'm going to go ahead and have a little interview so you can learn more about the artist, and I hope you enjoy. So Clarissa,
Hey.
First off, good to see you.
What's going on?
Thanks for coming by the studio. I got a couple questions for you. Obviously, they're going to lead into reggae a little bit, but I'm going to start kind of overall. First off, where does your love of music come from? Is it like a family thing that you grew up with? Is it something that you caught one day and kind of ran with? Where's the passion come from?
I think I've had an emotional relationship with music. It's always helped me during, times of joy, times of pain, and you kind of ride the wave with it. But it always makes it a little bit better. It's like a coping mechanism, so to speak, I would say. So.
Okay, I feel that. How long have you been performing for? Because I've seen multiple clips all around the world. Can you give kind of a trace of where you've been and how long it's been going for?
So I probably started singing when I was very, very young. It's always been something that's been there. Like, it doesn't come from family either. I mean, my older brother used to DJ and stuff, but I don't think it comes from that, so to speak, because he did more techno and things. So totally different end of the spectrum for me anyway. I kind of did a little bit in the UK. I started traveling around the country, doing gigs here and there, and getting involved in more corporate stuff and more crazy different type of shows, like secret singing, which is like, surprise singers. They call them singing telegrams or something here. I was in the Middle East for the most part of my professional career, working with, Bahraini artists and artists from Egypt, Dubai, and a lot of different places, including like a lot of the other expat community, for example, like Thailand, Filipino musicians, South African musicians, they're, some serious jazz cats from that, from down there.
What's your favorite spot you've been to so far? Don't feel pressured to say Southeastern Virginia, because I don't.
Nah, I'm not. I'm good for the moment. It's been a rough year.
But yeah, worldwide, where you think has been one of the most memorable spots?
I think it's definitely the Middle East, and I say that for a couple of reasons. It's where I've got I had the most extreme experience there, which is kind of like, it's made me develop a lot faster than I think a person on a normal music circuit, normal music environment. It's made me have to adapt quicker to different kind of circumstances, and going through like, issues with vocals because of being overworked and dealing with the humidity, and there's been a lot of challenges there. And I think when you're away from home, obviously England's my home country, when you're away from home, it's totally different. It's a different experience altogether, because you're no longer influenced by a lot of the things that you were about at one time. So yeah, I think it's definitely the Middle East for me. And plus, like, the expat community there of all different musicians from all over the globe, you get people from everywhere just in one place, playing music, jam nights with fire.
The unifying factor.
Oh man, some magical stuff would happen on them kind of jam nights. And like, I remember standing at the edge of the stage thinking, I really want to jump up and freestyle. I really want to go do the show, what I can do. Because, I start hearing ideas and it just gets your brain working. And all of a sudden one day you're like, okay. You go over and you just sing, and people are just like, oh wow, and in your mind you don't think that it sounds that good, but when you get that reaction from other people who are like, oh wow, I didn't know she was going to do that, because you put yourself outside of what you normally do or outside of your comfort zone, people react, and I think you kind of feed off that, and it makes you want to do more and more and more.
Makes you braver.
Yeah, it makes you braver. Sometimes you're going to make mistakes, and I think as long as you learn from them, it's not really a big deal. I've drank too much one night, or I've partied too hard early, or for so many days of the week or whatever.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know what you mean.
And that kind of thing, especially for a vocalist, can be hard on the voice. And I had to learn to say no, and to stop drinking for a while, and to drink more water, and to chop a shitload of ginger up and lemons and tea, and it becomes like something you have to do to get through the time. I've lost my voice like 3 times. Like I was
legitimately gone for a while.
Legitimately gone, and me and you would be having a conversation. I'm like, I would sound like this. I was straight up. My friend saw me the other day, who knew me from Bahrain about 4 years ago. He said, it's so nice to hear you speaking like normal.
So you don't talk like Tom Waits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But bear in mind, I was still singing with that voice. And so
it sounded cool.
It sounded a bit.
Remember the Phoebe Smelly Cat era when she got sick?
I had to learn to sing, kind of sing out a different way, like using more chest vocal, as opposed to
the stress here rather than
all my head vocal had gone for about 6 months. it took about 6-7 months for my head vocal to come back and to get all them sweet tones back.
Was it natural, or did you have to like exercise it back?
I had to exercise it back in. I had to keep doing like a lot of scales and one. I thought it was never going to come back, and I was really depressed. I was really upset. I was thinking that's my money maker. That's what's kind of made me travel the world. Like, what happens if I can't get that back? And it came back eventually. I wouldn't say it was
piano
quite
chops aren't too shabby either, but I know that's the money maker.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play keys back then either. I just started playing keys like till this year, pretty much. You know, I bought a piano. I'm like, I want to play this instrument. I want to accompany myself, and I want to do it like as soon as possible. And I think I learned so much over the years playing with different, you know, weird and wonderful people. Because you develop an ear as a vocalist, and I already like kind of knew a lot of how to play the piano. It was kind of easy for me to move that from here, like vocally, to get that kind of that flow and style on the keys. I have to feel it a certain way. So it's weird. It's hard to explain, but yeah.
Well, I like what I've heard so far on keyboards, and you know, once you've got that to where you're fluid doing that, and get that looping pedal and things start moving in. You know,
oh man, I haven't touched the looping pedal for a few days. I got super pissed off.
It's on its way. All right, so musical influences in general. It doesn't have to be reggae stuff. We'll get to that. But in general, what are some of your like top 3 to 5 musical influences?
Oh God, it's definitely going to be like I want to say a lot of you know, African American artists have inspired me. You know, their soul, their gospel sound, and then going more to like, I mean, I've always been a big R&B fan, like old school R&B. You know, like D'Angelo, and then you got Erykah Badu, and you've got there's so many people who I've listened to, and I've tried to, you know, Toni Braxton, Mariah Carey, like you've got more the R&B style there, and then you've got like Lauryn Hill with.
That was like the 90s golden era of
anyone like that. You know, when I listen to something and I like it, I'll keep listening to it. I go through a stage where I sound like I do a lot of Alicia Keys style stuff, and also I'll be trying to do more, you know, more neo soul.
I hear the Toni Braxton.
I didn't have that depth until I lost my voice. I managed to get really low down there, and I was trying to learn some stuff of his, and you know, and if I listen to someone all the time, I start trying to do their kind of runs, and then their kind of this, their kind of that, and I try and take aspects and learn from, you know, each artist. You know, a lot of good artists. You know, I've tried to name a few, but
their works become exercises in a way.
Yeah. I mean, I think I've always said that listening to great artists, you know, gives you you pick up like a taste, and you know, you kind of know what you're listening for. Especially like if you're super passionate about it and you're a musician, then you want to learn from these people, then they inspire you. So.
Cool. That was an awesome answer, and you know, I'm a big Toni Braxton fan, so that's cool. Not just because of the name. What works? Shout out to Mom for giving me good music as a kid. What works have you released to date that you'd like to maybe give to the people, and what do you have cooking that's going to be coming soon?
So I got a few songs out there right now. I mean, some of the stuff is going to be on YouTube and stuff. You'll find like me doing it's like an Arabic jazz fusion project. So that was based in the UAE. It's nearly got about 800,000 views now, which is pretty cool. It was all over like Arabic TV, Wanasar TV. It was on the radio there, you know. And when that came out, we did like a music series. So you can look that up. You can type in Google "Let's Jam" then Claire, and she'll come up as the first one. And yeah, that's something very. Have you seen that? Did you ever watch that video?
Now you put me on the spot on camera. If I have, I don't remember exactly, but it's something to check out. It's
crazy. It's really
Guess what I'm doing after this.
So that was so much fun doing it. You know what I did actually on the day we did the video there. I'll never forget this. Everyone's got to be there at 8:30. I'm thinking, okay, cool. It's going to be a long day. I get there at 8:30. Not a soul is around. I'm like, I got an Uber like from this like for about 20-30 miles, which is kind of far in Bahrain. You know, it took me to Easter Town, if anyone knows where that is. And so
Shut up.
I get down at Easter Town. I'm just like, where is everybody? Like, I just paid like $40 for an Uber. I'm thinking, shit. I text the guy, it's like, oh no, we met 8:30 at night. I'm like, I got up early for this shit and everything. Anyway, so that was the weird thing that happened that day. But when I got there at 8:30 at night, I was supposed to shoot my part again around like 10:30, 11. I had all my makeup done, I was ready in the place. And all of a sudden, like, I'm sitting there thinking, what's going on? Like, it turns 11:30, turns 12:30, and they're doing some guy in the drum. I'm like, told me it could be like 11:30. So this is the funny thing about like the culture, like similar to Italian timing. You then got Arab time.
Italian time. It was the other day. We just did it the other day. Could have been a year ago. Could have been 5 minutes ago. Yeah. So Arab time then I guess is.
Yeah, they're just inshallah. That's what we say. We say inshallah. Like when.
Please, that's a more appropriate way of wording things. My apologies.
Yeah, when God wills it. So I was waiting for, when God willed me to be video, which was kind of funny. It turned out to be 4 o'clock in the morning. So my makeup was luckily still on my face, but my eyes were like down here. But they were giving me Arabic coffee, which was keeping me awake. So.
Nice. Yes. It sounds like the Middle East in general was just a really.
I look a little sleepy on the
experience.
video. Then the lights were on. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, and we will have links to her pages and her Instagram, so you can follow Clarissa. So you can also find some of those videos as well, which is what I will be doing soon.
And then I got my Spotify stuff as well. Spotify. You can put in "Better" by Clarissa, and I put "What the Hell" by Clarissa on there. That's kind of a love song, like other R&B songs that I've released. I'm trying to just do like what's the vibe I'm looking for? Trap soul. I try to do a little bit of a trap soul track with more like a newer production sound in there. But I kind of miss like, being more funky with it. I think that the next song I'm going to bring out, aside from the one we've been working on and another R&B one, is going to be more of a, let's say like a more neo-funk vibe, I think. Something that to keep the, get the bodies moving. And I've got that in the works here, so I'm really excited to get pushing with that.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be amazing. I've heard nothing but awesome, beautiful music come out of you. So
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming by the studio. If it is hard to do for any artist, but if you could like kind of sum up just in a couple sentences, what is your overall mission statement or your goal, I guess, for your music? What is the I don't want to say what is the point, but every musician kind of has a reason for doing what they do. What is yours?
I mean, as much as I say it's been an outlet, that's kind of selfish, really. I think me saying music's just an outlet for me and my personal issues. I think if I look at the bigger picture, I would like to say that I want music to change things, Maybe not my music, because, there's a lot more people who are better than me out there, and I always want to learn from them and grow from that. And that
it's about being unique, and you're very unique. So I wouldn't sell yourself short.
I really want to just be the best artist I can be to deliver in a really important message, whether it's, message for people to be stronger and to be able to get through things, or whether it's a message, that, everyone's got their own story kind of thing, and whether it's a message of, us as a society being better to each other, I want to start writing more meaningful things that, are on a bigger spectrum, so. That's what I want to develop, and that's what I want out of my music, in the future as well,
Awesome. That's first off, just to get that whole aspect of a worldview.
Yeah.
I think it's something that every musician tries to accomplish, is not just how to get your own personal stuff involved in music. Yeah. That's how you get your hands dirty, but then also realizing how that relates to every human being. And like I said, I always kind of say that music in a way is kind of like shooting out a firecracker or a distress signal, and you hope that other weirdos that are like you hear what you're putting out and can connect with you and all kind of get together. So yeah, I think that's great goals to have, is to try and connect with people worldwide. All right, so this is the part that is particular to the segment. Reggae in general, I realize that reggae is not your forte, but you do it so damn well.
Oh, thanks.
So can you tell us what is it that got you, I guess, into reggae? Who are some of the reggae artists you work with? And I guess if what sort of flavor do you like? Are you a ska fan of dancehall roots? What's your thing?
I would definitely say
Lovers rock too.
I do love dancehall music. I like the kind of music that makes you want to shake and dance and really enjoy. And if I hear some good dancehall, you know, I'm in my zone. Like I'll get the baby dancing. I'm turning up the TV. I'm like, you know, getting the Hoover out, Hoover / vacuum.
No, that's okay.
So anything that makes me.
We're international in this studio. It's all good.
It makes me smile. I think if it can bring out, you know, a smile out of you, it's a good vibe. So. Sorry, what was the other part of the question?
Okay, so dancehall, that answered one of them,
Yeah.
and I like dancehall too, so awesome.
Yeah.
And that's going to be in that tune Hotter, where there's definitely some dancehall
Super
breaks.
excited about that.
The other thing was just what reggae artists do you like? If you do listen to reggae, who are some people that you sample?
Oh, I mean, there's been so many, like, what was the one? Oh God, I think it's Biddy McLean.
Oh, nice.
I like Biddy McLean.
Okay. All right.
He's a British reggae artist, I believe. And I say that because actually when I heard one of the songs, what's that song called? I can't remember right now, but I'm going to tell you the reason why I like Biddy McLean. So Biddy McLean was one of the artists that my friend St. Peter Miller would always sing.
Shout out.
St. Peter Miller, he worked very closely with me when we did a residency. He was my male singer. And when we would perform, he's listening to all the things that I'm doing. I'm listening to all the things that he's doing because I'm wearing the in-ears. And I'm thinking, this guy's got like a really nice style. And when he would sing reggae music, I'm just like, oh, because he's got like that R&B vocal. It was super smooth. But he's singing, like, he's styling stuff with you know, in a reggae vibe. Not reggae vibe. He was styling stuff like with his voice.
The big pentatonic jumps.
Yeah, the pentatonic jumps and everything. I'm just thinking, this guy sounds pretty damn good. And so when you're working with somebody for a whole year on a contract, you're listening to their vocal like 6 nights a week for a whole year. Of course, I'm gonna get some inspiration.
Soak some of it in there.
I soaked that shit. Oh my God, I soaked that up so good. And you know, it really made me develop as an artist. It really made me hear a total different side of music, which I had the ability to do, but I hadn't like been hugely exposed to. And you know what the crazy thing was, when we were working together, we would host theme nights, and my favorite theme night was reggae night. I had a field day, and I went to the management. I'm like, "Can we do another reggae night?" He's like, "No, we're gonna do rock." I'm like, you know, because reggae was. It was quite easy on my vocal. It was nice to be able to do all that different kind of styling and to like whoa la da da da, you know, and incorporate them other chops. And it was just to be able to use that jazzy, you know, rough edge with them kind of pentatonics. It was so much fun, and like it's never really left me. And I didn't really sing a lot of reggae. I didn't sing reggae music till I pulled up, you know, a few weeks ago, and I obviously met you, and I met some of the other guys, and you know, and bringing that back has been so exciting because it's just been a part that's kind of been tucked away for a little while, and yeah, reggae. It's a huge love of mine now, and I think forever more.
Well, Biddy McLean is also a wonderful name drop, and the fact that you like kind of the more vintage style roots is definitely highly accepted and promoted on this segment. So yeah, overall, I'm blessed that you got to come by the studio. It's been really organic working with you. I must say that you're a professional. You come in, you do things in a take or two. Class act right here. So once again, thanks for tuning in for Dotw of the Week. Please check out Clarissa UK. There's going to be links at the bottom for you to go down and snoop her music and help pass the word on to your friends and family. And check it out right now. We've got a preview of the new single Hotter coming out, which is actually penned, written by Miss Clarissa UK, with yours truly doing the production on it. But we're going to have a sneak peek today for Dotw of the Week. This is a dub cut of Hotter. This is Hotter Dub. I hope you enjoy it from King Street Records and Miss Clarissa UK.
Thanks, guys.
Big up and respect. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Thanks again for tuning in. This is Tony, aka Cultivated Mind, and that was Clarissa UK. Make sure to check her music out. She's a phenomenal artist, and keep an eye out for that new tune, Hotter, that's coming out soon. And also, I'm going to have a nice playlist of all the dubs from this season once the season's over that are going to be on a mix that you can check out on the King Street Records YouTube channel. This will be one that's on there as well, and a lot of other features to come over the next few weeks. So please, if you like the interviews and you like new music, make sure you stay tuned in each week. So this is the Top Notch Dub Watch. One of my favorite albums of all time is Garvey's Ghost. It's by Mr. Winston Rodney Burning Spear. One of the greatest musicians of all time. He could say a lot in a little, and usually could set a few words out over a rhythm and really set the mood. I think Dread River is one of my favorites. Jordan River is one of my favorite songs anyways, but the way it comes in just with the drums and the guitar, you'll notice that happens a lot on this album. I think the first track kind of kicks off like that. You expect the da-da-da-da-da for the Marcus Garvey horns, and instead it's the guitar that's driving and the hand percussion. I'm guessing either kete or bongos, but it sounds like kete, Naibigi kete. So I'm guessing that's what they used as the traditional for music at the time. And for real reggae music. But yeah, Horsemouth Wallace, one of the best drummers ever, so make sure you check it out. He's always enjoyable to hear on tracks. And Earl Chan Smith, one of the great lead guitar players for reggae music, is also on that. So yeah, lots of greats, big names. It's a heck of an album. Please check it out. Once again, that's Garvey's Ghost by Burning Spear. It's a dub album and dub versions of stuff from Marcus Garvey. Like I said, I and I Survive, which is the Slavery Days remix or dub of that. Awesome. Just amazing. The way the horns come in nice and faded, and then everything kind of drops out, and straight percussion, drum and bass. Gets really heavy. But it's one of my favorite dub albums. The production, I think, is actually better, possibly, than the original album. And I don't know if that's because I heard a remastered version, but yeah, things sound great on it. Check it out. It's a masterpiece of a dub album, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, so for this week's gear talk, typically I don't talk about microphones, but I'm going to be going over the new microphone that I've been using a lot for some of my recordings. I used it on the percussion for this track, and it gave everything a nice wide sound. It's a condenser mic by a company called Neat, and if I'm not mistaken, they are a offshoot of Blue. But Neat microphones are kind of been overlooked. They look like kind of a unique build. They have a unique grill. They have a unique everything. But they also have a nice, warm, unique sound, which I thought was interesting for the price too, which is usually under $300, around $200 for what I'm using, which is the Neat Worker Bee. There's also the King Bee, which is used more for vocals and stuff. But I've been using these as condensers as overheads for my drums. I have a pair of these, and they work awesome. It gives you a warm sound without sounding too out of date. It just sounds nice. I also use them occasionally just as I'll use one of the condensers as a way to record my percussion and kind of give everything a nice big sound. And I've used it before on trumpets, and I think it works great. So on this particular track, you can actually hear me use it on horns. You can hear me use it on percussion. I used it in a previous video. It's a sweet mic, sweet deal, highly underrated microphone. I suggest you check it out. Please feel free. There's a link at the bottom if you want to know more specs. I'm not a huge tech guy. I'll end up fumbling over stuff, but I like to use tech, even though I'm not well versed with it at times. Fun gadgets to fun gadgets. So make sure you check out the Neat Worker Bee. It's a nice workhorse, can kind of deal with any situation. One of my favorite microphones to use, and also, like I said, pretty reasonably priced. So check it out. It's the Neat Worker Bee. And thanks again for tuning in to Dub of the Week. I'll see everybody next week for a brand new edition. More artists to come, more tunes to come, more gear to talk about, and I'll see you next time. Peace.